And just like that, Christmas is over. And today is Sunday, December 29th, and it is Sunday afternoon fireside chat time. Well, good day, folks, and here we are at the last Sunday of 2024. Boys, oh boys, time goes quick, don't it? Anyhow, we'll have a quick little chat here today in our Sunday afternoon fireside chat. I'll show you a few things I got for Christmas and a few other things and some review of the last week and whatever I can remember. Anyway, man, we'll do a little sticker roundup too, I guess. So, all right, just hang on a second now. I'll get you started. So here we are. We'll do the weather, I guess, first. And as you can kind of see there, it's melting a little bit. Today is just over the freezing point. So we are into the start of another January thaw in December. So it's kind of like snowman snow there today. Anyway, when I show you the weather here, I'll get back into that, I guess, a bit. But anyway, it's just cloudy today and there's no wind to speak of, so we'll go have a look at the weather. Alright, so yeah, we're 1 degree Celsius today, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and wind is southwest at 4 miles an hour, so you really don't feel anything wind-wise today. Well, we're supposed to get up to +2, so periods of drizzle. They were calling for freezing drizzle, but I guess it's just a little too warm now for it. So 2 degrees, and there's our January thaw again in December. 7 degrees tomorrow, 8 degrees on Tuesday. January 1st will be 5, and Thursday will be 3, and then we're back into kind of what you would think would be normal winter weather. -4, -5 Friday and Saturday. A little bit of flurries on Friday, maybe. Showers and mix of sun and cloud. Periods of rain on Tuesday. Chance of showers and periods of drizzle today. So there we go. That's what's going on in the weather world. So I did look up the 14-day forecast on another weather site that I look at, and once we get to Friday, at -4, so the next week after that, the weather is minus, but the lowest one is that -5 for all the next week after this coming week. So not real cold, but below 0, that's for sure. So anyway, so what are we going to get on to here today? Well, let's get on to the Christmas gifts here, I suppose, a little bit. We'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that today. So you can see I got a bag here, Napa. So in that bag are 4 of those. 2 for this side and 2 for this side. So I figured I might as well go ahead and do them all, I guess, because this one here is, you really can't feel a whole lot there. It's a wee little tiny bit. And the same thing on this one. But what I noticed was once I had the belt off of it, it was worse. So I was always checking it with the belt on. And with the belt off, it does kind of seem like they are a bit worse than what I thought. So I'll try and put try and put those bearings in without getting into trouble like I did the last time. But the thing about doing a mistake is you never forget it. If somebody told you not to do what I did and got the thing fetched up inside here, you probably would never remember that. But once you do that and get it fetched up in there and have the goings on to trying to get it straightened out again, you remember that. So mistakes, I guess, are a learning thing. So what else have I got going on here? So there we are. We have Kenny's Cape Breton birch firewood. Kenny had a good short there the other day about if anybody needed a 16-inch wood, he knows where you can get one. And there's Gator's World, and Rick's Outdoors. Didn't see one from Rick today, a video. Anyway, I guess he's taking a little time off. Don't blame him. So yeah, I'll show you this picture here. I know it's a little bit early, but anyway, I'm going to show you how much wood I burnt in the month of December. So that picture there, I can get it so that it's got no glare on it. Somehow, how can I do that? Anyway, you can kind of see that it's almost full right to the top there, down a little bit on the left side. And today's the 29th of December. I was going to wait until the 31st, but I might as well do it today, I guess. So I'll get this up here and see if I can get a picture of it there. So there you are. That's where it's at. Right up from the top of that white hanger there, all that wood down to there. So there is 2 days left in December, but I know I won't go through all that in 2 days. The top row of that I probably would use. But anyway, I kind of measured it out there, and it's pretty well right on the 1/3 of a cord, face cord. If you watch Chris in the Woodyard, he says, Rick a rank a row. I guess it depends on where you're at in the world, is what they're called. Not a common phrase here in where I live here in Prince Edward Island. Nobody that I know of ever really says a face cord, I don't think, that I've ever heard. It's always a cord, which means 128 cubic feet stacked wood, in my mind, anyway. So there we go. So about 1/3 of a cord burnt. So I got 3 rows left. And they are a little bigger rows than what's over here. They're a little bigger. So I've got a January row, February row, and a March row. So it means that there's a little bit more wood in each row. I'll probably have a little bit more left over than that. Depending on how cold it gets too, I guess. I could burn more than I thought or think. So anyway, I should have enough there to get me up January, February, March, and have enough for April and into the 1st of May. Probably still burning some wood in May. Anyway, so there we go. That's our wood update. I should I'll probably try and take another picture January 1st to see just where we're at here. I don't think I'll be into that row by then, that's for sure. Anyway, something just for entertainment. Yeah, okay, let's go over here. Got the fire going here today. We got our lanterns lit up. Oh, speaking of lanterns, I've got 2 new globes. For that lamp. So I'll put one of them in someday. The only thing I don't like about that is that globe has the name of the lamp on it still. These have nothing on them. So anyway, I guess it doesn't make any difference. So that was a Christmas gift right there. Now in here, look at this. Ooh boy, that's exciting. Exciting. 3 or 6 cans of brake part cleaner. And that stuff works pretty good. It kind of works like the old stuff used to. And this is what they use at the Ford dealership here where my son works. So that's how they got it. They were using something that wasn't any good, and they were all annoyed over it. So they found something that was better, and that's what they got. So the only difference is, I think, I don't know if I showed this before or not. Yeah. Okay, so here's one of the old cans that the Ford used to use. So that last warning there in that diamond is not on the new can. Find it here. There we go. Oh, there's the flame and the bottle, and the human, and the exclamation mark. Same with this one. The flame, the bottle, the human, the exclamation mark, but we don't have this one anymore. So I don't know exactly what that is. It looks like an environment thing. Looks like a fish in a tree, I guess. So I guess it's not harmful to the environment. So there we go. We get 6 cans of that. So there's another Christmas present. Then we have. I'll have to figure out where I'm going to put this. Got myself a nice little sign. Fix anything except stupid. Yeah, I guess I can't fix myself, I guess so. Anyway, there we go. Nice little sign. I'll have to find somewhere to put it up, and I'll have to get some with the screw holes there. I might get some, I'm not sure what I'll get. Stainless steel screws or brass ones or something, so they don't go bad. Anyway, we'll have to find a new spot for that. And we got a new calendar. Ooh, boys, oh boys, look at this. New calendar. In the glare, yeah. New calendar. So that'll go up here next, or go up there on January 1st, and then I'll show you the first picture on next Sunday's fireside chat. So there we go. that, eh? Nice. Oh, what else did we get? I think that's about it. Oh, well, I got some. The real exciting things are the pants and the shirts and the sweatshirts and the socks and the underwear. Anyway, we're all set that way now again, so I don't think I got anything else too much. Got a bag of peanuts and a bag of hickory sticks, those chips hickory sticks. Yeah, I like those. But I only have one bag a year. Christmas time. Yeah, I eat a little too much of that stuff. Hickory sticks and there's potato chips and raisins and the peanut mixture with different kind of nuts in it and the golden raisins in it. I like that mixture, but I don't eat too much of that either anymore. And these things, I kind of sneaked one bag for myself. So I've been snacking on those. The only time of year, well, I haven't had one of those in years. So anyway, how I came upon that, I was in at the grocery store and there was a whole thing there full of those things hanging there, all different types of candies. So I thought those would be great Christmas gifts. So I bought up, I must have bought 25 bags of them. So they kind of went, they got dispersed out into different people over the holidays, and certainly the younger generation liked them. As soon as they seen the bags and I gave them to them, they were open and they were going in. Yeah. Anyway, well, I probably had lots of things in my mind to say today, but I kind of forget already. I'll remember when I shut off the chat. I might come back and say something. You never know. So yeah. Oh, I don't know what's so. Well, I think I get anything else. Oh, I got to do some work here on these Christmas ornaments. This fella here got a broken front axle. This fella here's got a broken mirror. I got to get that put on. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. Anyway, usually every year I get one of those on Christmas Eve just to hang on the tree kind of thing. Anyway, so gonna see if I can put some goop on them maybe. I don't have any glue to speak of, like crazy glue or anything like that. So I'll have to. I may get a little bottle of that tomorrow when I go and do some groceries, maybe. Oh, there's another thing I got for Christmas. It's kind of funny how my son and I think alike. So he got me that for Christmas, and I got him the same thing. Yeah, anyway. And what else? Oh, I got this too, the PB Blaster. I've never used that kind of stuff. I've heard of it all the time. Got a can of that too. Anyway. Now, I got a flag on the back of the John Deere here. And I have another flag here. This flag was on the back of the 446 case that's over at my son's place that's going to get the loader put on it at some point. But I want to fix that up onto Kablooey. So I got to figure out how to mount that there. I think I have it figured out. I just got to do it. Anyway, I want to get that down the back here. Now, I don't know. I guess just because of being Canada flag, I could put it on just because. But anyway, because I'm in Canada. But my main reason to be putting that on there, and I should get one for the case here also. And this tractor here with the cab has the flashing light up there, so it's not quite so bad. And this one, if I was out at the end of the road, has a tail light here, but I put a signal flasher on it, so when it turns on, it flashes. See if I can do that. There. It's one of them old flashers all the old cars used to have. You can kind of hear it clicking there. Anyway, it's like anything that moves. If you're on the road and something is moving, you can see it. In other words, like a flashing light or a flag moving. You know, you see the people that work on the roads that have the traffic people there to slow traffic down or stop traffic. You know, how they get your attention is they move the signs back and forth, and it's easy to pick up. You know, and it's surprising the difference that makes when something is moving. So the reason of having that on there is the flag will always be kind of going one way or the other or something, and it'll just give the people that are out on the highway more chance to dive at me and run over me. That's the way it seems anyway. Holy cat, some of the people that don't care about nothing. So I thought if I my idea was to have these flags on so it'll help make me more visible out at the road and maybe not get run into. Anyway, that's why I'm doing that. So, but like I say, this tractor with the flashing light, you know, you would pretty well pick that up when you're driving on the road. You'd see that. And the John Deere actually has a flashing light on the back fender also there. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to try and do this week and see if I can get that mounted up on there, because there is nothing here that, like the taillights work, they all come on. The headlights work and taillights work. And what I really should do is put a flasher in there like I did on this one. And then those back taillights would come on and off like what you saw on the Massey Ferguson 12 here. That's what I should do. That's not a bad idea. The case doesn't have any taillights of any kind. It does have headlights. Again, not hard to wire up something. That's the other thing, I guess. All right, so I'm sure I had something else in my mind that I was going to talk about. Anyway, I guess. Oh, jumping. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to get the studio light ready. So I'll shut you off for a second there. I'll get the studio light mounted up and we'll continue on here. All right, we're back at it here now again. I got the studio light all fixed up there. Oh, that's what a setup that. Some fancy. Yeah. Oh, yes, that was another thing I was going to talk about. Just remember. So while you're looking at those great channels there that I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes, I was over to my son's place yesterday, and my son and I keep everything. That's just the way it is. We don't throw anything out, I don't think. As you can see from now and in previous videos in my garage, basically nothing gets thrown out. There is stuff stored everywhere. Bits and pieces. That green bin is all full of different types of metal. Got stuff everywhere. On the walls, tucked in here, tucked in there. That green bin over there, you can't see it, but just behind that red hat, of course, and beside the cab tractor. That's full of mostly garden tractor parts and bits and pieces. And then there's a whole shelf of junk that you can't see because of the cab tractor. There's stuff on there, and there's stuff here, stuff there. Well, I'm telling you. Anyway, and I know that there's one person in particular on this board that does the same thing. Happy's Workshop. He's like us. He keeps everything. Bits and pieces. Mostly with him, it's more so wood, but it comes in some handy. I know he's used a lot of little bits and pieces of stuff that's got left over, so he uses them up. And my son is the same way. He keeps wood, with all kinds of different pieces of wood. I'm not so much into wood, so I don't keep too much of that. I do have some bits and pieces of wood here, and I do use it over at times. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at here is I was over to my son's place. He has a Farmall 100 tractor there, 1956. A fellow brought it to him to put a wiring harness on it, which he did, and had all that done pretty well, but then was trying to get the thing going and it wouldn't start. Well, he had an awful job. He had thought about this and thought about that, and apparently the fellow told him that it had been running, but of course didn't tell him how long since it ran, of course, and apparently had a new carburetor kit put in it. Yeah, right. Anyway, a lot of goings on between my son and I over this texting back and forth. We're trying to get this thing running. I'd suggest this, and he'd try it, and it wouldn't work. And he'd do something, and it wouldn't work. And so we were going back and forth, you know. So eventually, I went over, and we spent, I don't know, was it Friday, I guess? Yeah, Friday. Probably spent 4 or 5 hours working on the thing. No, sir. Very odd time. It might start and then just quit. And, us, we were pulling our hair out at the end of the day. We couldn't figure out what was wrong with this thing. And they start like, everything is right on them hat tractors. They start almost as quick by just looking at the little pull rod for the starter, you know. They start faster than any brand new car today. That's for sure. When they're working right. Anyway, so we, like I say, we're pulling our hair out trying to figure out what's wrong with this thing. He had problems with spark, so I said, well, check the points, and so we did. He cleaned the points, so got spark again. So we had spark, and we didn't seem to have a whole lot of fuel running to the carburetor. So we checked that. We checked the fuel and checked the filter in the little glass strainer on the gas tank, and checked the pipe going from the gas tank to the carburetor. And well, then, because this is not our tractor or his tractor, my son's tractor, he was cautious not to get into it too far because it's not his, right? So Anyway, we ended up into the carburetor a little bit. Found a whole bunch of dirt. No, first we found that the needle wasn't moving. You dropped the float and the needle wouldn't drop down, so right away it wouldn't really let any gas in, or very much. So we got that fixed up and tried it. No, sir, it wouldn't work. So then, where the fuel enters the carburetor, that was full of dirt. So we got that all cleaned out. No, sir, still wouldn't start. Fooled with this and fooled with that. No, sir, it would not start. So I tried somewhere along the way, I tried some of that brake clean into the carburetor. It still wouldn't start. I said, I don't know. Like I say, we're both pulling our hairs out. Anyway, so then we came to Saturday yesterday, so working at it again, and carburetor apart again, and looked at it and fooled with it and wondered and thought. And I figured, well, we got to take this plug out of here and see what's in there. So I took the plug out. Sure enough, didn't the steel plug tear out all the aluminum threads on the carburetor. So there we were. Anyway, we had to get that out to look in there and see what was what. There was an orifice in there, which was plugged. Now, we both know that we both blew air through it, one way and the other. There's a hole in the bottom of the bowl where the fuel goes in, and when the engine turns over, it sucks fuel up through that orifice, up through a tube, into where it vaporizes and goes to the engine. So we know we blew air through that, both ways, to both of us. But still, it was plugged. So we unplugged it. Well, that's great. That's going to work now, maybe. But we still had this problem of the stripped threads. So two lucky things was, one was there were some threads up further that were not damaged because the plug only went in so far. So we only had maybe a quarter of an inch of threads left to work with. So we cleaned those out as best we could. The son went looking for a bolt. Now this is carburetor stuff, right? So it's not always the same as any other kind of bolt. And it was fine thread on the plug. Well, after about 10 minutes of looking, didn't my son find one? It was about an inch long bolt. Had the exact same thread, same pitch, same size bolt. Everything was the same. So we figured, well, we'll try it into the thing, and sure enough, I got it to kind of move into the threads, and I moved the bolt back and forth slowly and easily by fingers, and it threaded in. So then we had to figure out, well, how long do we need that bolt? So we did all that, cut the bolt off, got a gasket, and got an extra kind of a sealing gasket, because we had a little bit too much long bolt. And we didn't really want to take any more off the bolt. Anyway, we put the bolt in and put it all back together, and it didn't leak. Now, where would you find a plug like that for a 1956 Farmall 100 on a Saturday in between Christmas and New Year's? Yeah, right. You ain't going to find one. So that is why we keep everything. And it wasn't all that long ago, he and I both did something in our garages, and we found something to fix something. And like I say, that is why we don't throw anything out. So there now, that's kind of a little story about why you keep everything. All right, go back onto the stickers here. You just had a good look at them, so. Grampy's Workshop. Now I've been trying to remember what the videos were, and I kind of got off track there, I guess, so I may not remember. Let's get this camera kind of adjusted a bit. So anyway, a lot of the channels had Merry Christmas and Happy New Year wishes type videos. So I'm going to actually start at a different spot here. I'm going to start with Garden Tractor Boy. There we go. Get the camera up where you're supposed to have it. Yeah. So he had a good video there. He was on his Boland's, the 3 Boland's tractors that he's gonna fix up, and had a great video on that. He had to change the engine in one of the tractors, 62 Boland's Ride-O-Matic, and I believe it's the red one. So the engine was bad in it. They had another engine, and they've been taking bits and pieces off one engine to the other to make it fit, and they pretty well got it to the point. As Joseph said, the next video will be possibly a startup video. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. Boy, them videos are just expert videos, that's for sure, that he and his father do. Now, speaking of father, they had their Christmas message there the other day, also video, and they talked about Christmas and New Year's and how they usually have a garden tractor hooked up to a sled, and usually Joseph is sitting in the sled with nobody on the tractor, and the tractor's driving along, and it looks like Joseph is driving it from the sled. It's kind of neat, but they didn't do that this year. And for whatever reasons they didn't, but I think some of the reasons might be that Joseph is all grown up now, and he may not be doing that anymore. I don't know. Anyway, it's a good video. And speaking of father, if you want to see Joseph's father, you have to go see that video, because that's the only time of the year that you see Joseph's father in the video is on the Christmas message. Oh dear. Okay, so I'll move along here now. So we have Grampy's Workshop, and he and Nanny had a good Christmas, I would say, but apparently Grampy got into, as he calls it, a man cold, and he was in pretty bad shape there, I guess, over the Christmas holidays. Then we have Luke. Orange is my new green. I haven't seen or heard nothing from Luke, so I don't know if anybody else is. It's been probably since 1st of October since he's been on. I think he had one video there maybe a month and a half ago, doing something to the Kubota tractor, but that's about the only thing I've seen. And then we have Lee at Murphy Mowers. He was fixing up a 2-person post hole digger. So he got that going, and he showed how to use that in the ground. And I was kind of waiting for it to get fetched up on something and Lee be going around in a circle, but he didn't. So anyway, it's a neat little tool, that's for sure. Good for doing some small post holes if you needed them. And then we have Len's keeping busy, and Len is always busy, that's for sure. And then we have Dell in the backyard with Dell. And we have Mr. Gary and Miss Betty, the old church 5-acre homestead. And then we have Kenny, open air adventure, but I think it's added on now, open air adventure firewood, I think. I'm not really sure why that is, but anyway, that's what it is. Now, in his video here the other day, it was just kind of like a short, I guess, but if you need 16-inch wood, go see his video, and he'll be able to tell you where you can get one. And Dave, RCAF Polar Express was out putting a challenge on for people to take the boiling water out and throw it up into the air in the cold weather. So that's what he did today in his video. I'm not going to have any cold weather for probably well over 2 weeks. I'll be in the middle of January before I can even think of it, maybe doing something like that. Maintenance with Mike. And then we have Brock. Yeah, maintenance with Mike. And then Brock, Lewis Mowers and Boats. And retired for life. Rick's Outdoors. And then people are still busy too. I think Don Eder was kind of under the weather too, I think, here this past week. And Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. Well, Noel got a new calendar for Christmas, so we'll have that up, showing how that's going. There'll be new tractor picture every month. And we have Rick at Twin Brook Acres, Craig at Everyday Projects, Artie, Gravely Man, Small Engine Repair. Artie had a little video out there today, taking his 73 C8 two-wheel tractor and sulky out for a spin around in the yard to see if the governor was going to work, and apparently it's working, and I can say by the sound of it, it's working. It's sounding really good. Nice sounding motor in that little tractor. Now, oh yes, if you need to know something about Gravely's, this is the man to talk to. Outdoors in 608. And Jeremiah got a red oak tree from his neighbor a mile up the road. So he went up with the truck and the tractor and cut it all up and dragged it home. And well, he caught a pile of wood there out of that. Tucker and I out and about. A good video there of Tucker and Gary spent the night out in the hot tent. And great video. He does a nice job of doing that. Nice looking dinners. Oh boy, breakfasts and suppers. And They have a little wood stove in the tent. They have one of those, whatever they call them, the Bluetti battery storage things. They're able to run their lights and things. So great video. Cod Raven, Holly and Brian put their sailboat frill away for the season on that video today. Had little bits of troubles, but anyway, they got it done. Big Son's Lawn Care. I would say Big Son's ain't doing too much in the lawn care business now. I don't know, but I don't think so. Yeah, Big Son's Lawn Care. Allen Family Firewood. Oh yes, they're looking at another way to deliver firewood. And they had a video on, like, everybody seems to have a little bit of a different way of doing firewood, or delivering it, I should say. So they're looking at a different option, I guess. So, but they do have the trailer, and that's what they use. But they're thinking about getting a dump box to put it in the 3/4 ton truck. So that's a good idea. The log father, he's still, I think he's sort of on vacation again, I think. Or doing stuff for himself, I'd say. He should have a video out soon on the end of the year results, from what I heard there last week. And Darrell Wells, different stuff. And then we have Larry Cluck Outdoors. Ross on the Land. Ross had I can't remember now for sure. Oh, no, maybe. I don't know. One of his daughters was home, I think, or something, when they were out clearing the snow, I believe, in a video. And we have Club Dora. Alan had his wood processor. Had a great big pile of wood, and they were cutting up all this wood. The pile of wood was stacked 8 foot logs, and probably stacked, he said, 10 to 12 feet tall. So that's a big pile of wood. Anyway, they were slowly getting through her. And then we have Gator's World. Gator is still having a little bit of trouble with his compressor, but I think he's got it fixed now. So he had some bad luck with the compressor a little while ago there, but I think she's up and going again. And the Bradleys on Catbird Hill, Father and Son Outdoors, he had a little cook up there the other day, bologna, and if you had tea or coffee after that. A nice looking pan of bologna anyway, I like that. And then we have Tractor Talk with Gary. And Gary, I think, was doing some wood cutting, and he had a helper on the video saying like and subscribe and thanks for watching and welcome to Tractor Talk with Gary and all that kind of stuff. And her name was Sierra. So I guess that's about all. Oh, yes. Oh, I know. Another thing. Look at that. I remembered something. Yeah. A channel I watched that I don't have a sticker from. But I kind of enjoy watching it. Let me see if I can find it here now. Let's go try that. Okay. Oh, here we are. It's called Little Griff Off Grid it's Little Griff Off Grid, Alberta. So Don is his name. He lives in northern Alberta. And he does not have any power. So I guess that's what he means by the off grid. So no power. But he has solar power and he has a generator. And he's got quite a few of those, like the Bluetti storage batteries and things like that to operate anything, lights and power things, like for his video stuff and phone. And he burns wood. And he's got lots of videos of going out into the woods with the snowmobile and the trailer you see there, the chainsaw, and all kinds of little trips to the woods. And he gets wood, and then he has a drag that he hauls around to smooth out the trails and makes new trails and all that kind of stuff. And I like watching it. It's good fun. He and I have little chats back and forth. So great channel. I don't know if he does the sticker thing or not, but anyway. Yeah, so if you get a chance, go and have a look. Let's see if I can get this a little closer. Yeah, a little. I shouldn't say Little Griff Off Grid, Alberta. That's the name of the channel. So and he does quite a few reviews on things and stuff like that too. And he did one today, and I'm kind of interested in it. Heated gloves. So I can't remember what the name of them was, but there's his drag he's going with. But anyway, yeah, heated gloves. Little batteries for each glove, and you plug them in. You got 3 different settings for low, medium, and high, and that's kind of neat. So he has a link in his description about that. So Anyway, yeah, so I like watching that channel. And there's other channels I watch too that I don't have a sticker from. But I'm kind of expecting one, but it may not be for a while yet because of the postal strike we had here. Anyway, it's going to take time for all that to catch up. I could say things, but I won't. Anyway, I'm going to cut her off at that for now, I guess. So there's our Sunday fireside afternoon chat. Done in the afternoon with the fire and the lanterns running. I need to put more wood in. All right, have a great week, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, and have a happy new year. Goodbye now.